Over 6,000 years ago, one civilization invented writing, built the world's first cities, created the 60-minute hour we still use today, and then completely vanished. This is the true story of ancient Sumer, the forgotten cradle of everything we call civilization. Stick around till the end, because the final secret will change how you see history forever. In the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where the cradle of civilization first stirred, the story of ancient Sumer begins in the mists of prehistory during the Ubaid period, around 6500 to 3800 BCE. This era marked the transition from nomadic, hunter-gatherer societies to settled, agricultural communities, as people harnessed the river's waters through early irrigation techniques, cultivating barley, wheat, and dates in the rich alluvial soil. Villages grew along the waterways, fostering advancements in pottery, weaving and trade, laying the groundwork for a more complex society. As populations expanded and resources became more abundant, these humble settlements evolved into something unprecedented, setting the stage for one of humanity's greatest leaps forward. By the Uruk period, from approximately 4000 to 3100 BCE, Sumer witnessed the dramatic rise of urban centers, transforming the landscape of Mesopotamia. Named after the dominant city of Uruk, this time saw the emergence of the world's first true cities, driven by surplus agriculture, specialized labor, and burgeoning trade networks that extended to distant regions for timber, metals, and precious stones. Uruk itself sprawled across hundreds of acres, home to tens of thousands, with monumental architecture signaling the birth of organized governance and religious authority. From this urban revolution sprang independent city-states, each a self-contained world unto itself. Uruk, with its towering walls and temples, Ur nestled near the Euphrates with its bustling ports, Kish commanding the northern plains as a seat of kingship, and Lagash thriving in the east with its fertile fields and artisan workshops. These city-states, ruled by priest-kings or ensis, competed fiercely for control over water resources, arable land, and trade routes, leading to alliances, rivalries, and intermittent warfare that shaped the political mosaic of Sumer. Amid this competition, Sumerians achieved a breakthrough that would forever alter human history: the invention of cuneiform, writing around 3200 BCE. Born from the need to track economic transactions in the growing temples and palaces, this wedge-shaped script, impressed onto clay tablets with reed styluses, evolved from simple pictographs into a sophisticated system capable of recording language. Its revolutionary impact cannot be overstated. Cuneiform enabled precise administration of vast estates, facilitated long-distance trade by documenting inventories and contracts, and preserved records of everything from grain distributions to legal disputes, allowing societies to scale beyond the limits of oral memory and fostering the first bureaucracies. Sumerian ingenuity extended far beyond writing, permeating every aspect of knowledge and culture. In mathematics, they developed the sexagesimal system, based on the number 60, which divided circles into 360, degrees and time into 60 minutes and seconds, a framework that endures in our clocks and geometry today. Their astronomers meticulously observed the stars and planets, charting celestial movements to create calendars that aligned agricultural cycles with the seasons and predicted floods. Timekeeping advanced with water clocks and sundials, while architecture reached sublime heights in the construction of ziggurats, massive stepped pyramids that served as temples to the gods, symbolizing the link between earth and heaven. Religion permeated Sumerian life, with a pantheon of deities like Enlil, the god of air and storms, and Inanna, goddess of love and war, worshipped in elaborate rituals to ensure cosmic harmony and societal order. Law, too, found early expression in codes that regulated justice, as seen in the later Ur-Nammu Code, emphasizing restitution over retribution and establishing principles of equity under divine sanction. Yet, the era of independent city-states would not last unchallenged. Around 2334 BCE, a figure of legendary ambition emerged: Sargon of Akkad, a Semitic-speaking outsider from the north, who rose from humble origins to conquer Sumer and beyond. Through military prowess and strategic alliances, Sargon unified the disparate city-states under his rule, creating the world's first known empire that stretched from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea. His Akkadian dynasty introduced a centralized administration, standardizing weights, measures, and taxes across vast territories, while promoting the Akkadian language alongside Sumerian. Though this shift brought cultural changes, including a fusion of artistic styles and religious practices, Sargon's empire preserved and propagated Sumerian traditions, ensuring their survival even as power dynamics evolved. Akkadian rule fostered a period of prosperity with enhanced trade and monumental building projects, but it also sowed seeds of resentment among subjugated peoples. The empire's stability proved fragile. By the late 22nd century BCE, internal rebellions weakened Akkad, paving the way for the Gutian invasion from the Zagros Mountains. These nomadic warriors, often depicted in Sumerian texts as barbaric hordes, overran the region around 2150 BCE, plunging Mesopotamia into a century of political instability. City-states fragmented once more, with local rulers struggling against Gutian overlords who disrupted irrigation systems, levied heavy tributes, and stifled economic growth. Amid this chaos, a brief renaissance emerged under the Third Dynasty of Ur, founded by Ur-Nammu around 2112 BCE, which restored order through ambitious reforms, including the reconstruction of Ziggurats and the codification of laws. Ur flourished as a center of culture and commerce, its royal tombs yielding treasures of gold and lapis lazuli that attest to Sumerian craftsmanship. However, relentless pressures from Amorite nomads, environmental degradation from salinized soils, and economic strain led to Ur's fall in 2004 BCE, when Elamite forces sacked the city, marking the definitive end of Sumerian dominance. Though Sumer faded as a political entity, its legacy endured like the eternal rivers that nurtured it. The Babylonians, rising in the south under Hammurabi, adopted Sumerian cuneiform, religious myths, and legal traditions, weaving them into their own empire. Further north, the Assyrians inherited Sumerian astronomical knowledge, architectural grandeur, and administrative systems, expanding upon them in their vast conquests. From the epic tales of Gilgamesh to the foundational concepts of urban life, governance, and intellectual pursuit, Sumer's innovations rippled through millennia, influencing the Persians, Greeks, and beyond, reminding us that the seeds of modern civilization were first sown in the sun-baked plains of ancient Mesopotamia.